Well, today's Friday, it's the 3rd of March 2023. We've just been to the market in Zafiro, but we've come back into Palmanova because I was asked recently about the Zafiro Palmanova. That's where we are. We're outside the Zafiro Palmanova, and just how easy it is to get from here to the beach in Palmanova. So we'll do it. And there's a couple of different ways you can get there, and we're going to take the long way rather than the short way. But I'll show you the short way, and then you can decide which one you want to take yourself.
It's down there, not the short way.
And that way's the short way. So right across the road there is a little walkway you can go down, and it does say Acceso Playa. That means it's got the access to the beach. But it's got quite a few steps, so if you're like me and you don't like steps, then this is a slightly longer walk, but you don't have the steps. You've still got the pavement to negotiate. But
more shops as well.
And there's more shops and perhaps things to look at. Just outside the Zafiro Palmanova, and just before I mention that, there is also another Zafiro in Palmanova. We can't actually see it from here, but it's way over that way, and that's called the Zafiro Palace, different from the Zafiro Palmanova. But there is a supermarket here which will be open as the season starts. Nothing much open down here at the moment. Across the road is the Globales Palmanova, Globales Nova, the Globales Nova apartments, and this has also got two accesses, so you can access it from this side, which is away from the beach. The opposite side is close to the beach. But I did come here a few weeks ago, months ago actually, and to actually get to the beach on the other side, it's quite steep, and the person who asked me was asking about a wheelchair, and that might have been a little bit difficult. We'll go over and have a look, because this side is maybe a little bit easier if you've got issues with steps like me. And the first thing I show you are the steps, and it says attention, be careful of the steps, because they've got some nice marble steps that would take you in there, but you could also go through the car park, which is no steps, just little ramps. There is a gate, a barrier that allows cars in and out, but you can go in and out that way. And certainly for a wheelchair that might be a little bit easier. So if you're coming down from the Zafiro, or if you're coming out this side from the Globales Nova, then just a very short walk really down here will take you to the beach. And on the other side we've also got the Rossa del Mar, part of the Senses group, and that too is on this road. This is actually called Casa Sabones, and at the top you've got the apartments Casa Sabones, and again this is how you would get to the beach. And someone was saying, I hope it's not too close to the Magaluf strip. Well, Magaluf's over that way, the other side of the Rossa del Mar, and the strip is up in the top of the strip is up that way, and yeah, you're not too close to it here. I don't think you're going to be affected by it at all, and this area is still classed as Palmanova. So across there you've got the Rossa del Mar, gated and closed at the moment. Another little supermarket, a spa supermarket. These little supermarkets are always going to be charging you slightly higher prices for the fact that you've got the convenience that you're walking past them, but you're not too far from quite a big Aldi in Magaluf. So just the other side of all of these buildings here, well, there's a big Aldi, and close to the Zafiro Palace you've got an Eroski, a big Eroski, which you'll find possibly the price is a little bit more to our liking. So coming down this way, you've got one or two little shops, bars, and a bank. This is the Santander Bank, which you can take money out of. Someone was worried about the cash machine not working. I think something like that would get fixed very quickly, but if you did have a problem, you just go inside. I would be fairly surprised if they didn't speak English in there. Medical centre just on the corner. This will be a private medical centre, so you could be prepared to pay or have your insurance ready. And then of course there's Pappy's Pub, popular for people who like the live music in the season. And then where's the beach? Well, the beach is just across the road from here. So if you'd taken the shortcut that I showed you earlier on, that would have brought you down a little bit further down this road, just across from the San Matias Beach Hotel. There's another little clinic here on the left, which is the part of the One Hader group, which again is a private clinic. I was reading to try and find out what happens to UK citizens now that they're not in the European Union. Well, if you still have an EHIC card, which is in date, that is, it's not expired, which is probably going to be unlikely now, I suppose, for most people. If it's still in date, you can actually still use it. And then there's supposed to be a GHIC or something like that card. I've actually seen one of those, and I don't really know what that involves, whether you can actually use it here. But if you do, it's not one of the private clinics you go to, because they're not going to accept that card. They will only accept private insurance. If you're trying to access the National Health, you need to go to the National Health centres, and the nearest one to here, I think, is probably by the roundabout in Palmanova, which is quite a walk from here. He's just been to investigate something, I'm not sure what. You found a bargain over there, haven't you? Have you found a bargain?
Prima magazine.
Oh, Prima.
My favourite magazine.
Actually, people sitting outside the bars here. So. We did notice, our friend Brian sent me a message that the Guadalupe was open. That's in Magaluf, of course, the other side of Magaluf, and it's the pirates. So we did go to investigate, and indeed it is open. Doesn't appear on any of the websites that you might be using in the UK to book your holidays, but it must be somewhere, because it's full of what looked to me like Spanish pensioners coming on a jolly to Mallorca. And well, that's great for the people who work in the Guadalupe. It's not closed. And good for local businesses here. I mean, if people only just come and buy a coffee or a croissant, it means they're spending money on the island. And at the moment, unfortunately, there's not too many people, too many places that are open, so not many places to actually spend your money. The sea's looking a lot calmer. Newspapers this week were talking about 20-foot waves. I don't think any of those were on this side of the island. It seemed to be winds coming from the north that were a problem. And there's another Fergus hotel up there. That's the Fergus Tobago. I did walk past that last week. And the Hawaii, which well, I'm wondering what's going to happen to the name, because apparently the Aloha group have sold those hotels to the Leonardo group, and I was wondering whether they're going to keep the name. We'll find out. Again, last time I was walking down here, the trees here all needed a little bit of a haircut. They needed pruning. So that's all been done, and they're all looking spick and span. Today is Friday, so you won't expect perhaps so many people around, and the beach itself is deserted. Not a soul, but it has been ploughed over or scarified, whatever they do to the beach, cleaned. They go over it and take all the bits and bobs that shouldn't be there, even at this time of the year, which is really good. Usually they just leave the seaweed and whatever else is on the surface until just before the season, but we're in March, so I guess that's where we are, just before the season.
Life at Sisso's.
So there is. So Sisso's has been one of the hits of COVID. It opened up during COVID and seems to have been a real big success. Sure, did it open before COVID? Or after? I can't remember now. Just put these things all into perspective.
It was Costa, wasn't it? Costa.
It was Costa that closed down. I think it's post-COVID. But we've been there a few times now, and certainly during the summer months it gets incredibly busy. We've got the football on. Bit of a surprise win for many yesterday, Barcelona beating Madrid. I did watch, I think I watched most of the match, and Madrid seemed to have all the play. They just couldn't get the ball into the back of the net. So there we go, talking about Palmanova opening up. This is one of the biggest places in Palmanova, and they're looking not quite open, but very, very close to it. Just putting the finishing touches to everything. I guess they're going to be open this weekend. Right next to that is the San Matias Beach Hotel. Still doing a little bit of work on there. They've got some sheeting out on the front. They've been doing some work. If I look up, I can actually see someone actually doing a bit of painting by the looks of things, or is he cleaning? Checking the light fittings.
Oh, nice, the beach looks hoovered.
Hoovered. They had your Dyson on it, have they, darling? Yeah, so the workmen here are hard at work getting this hotel ready for the new season. So it's all springing to life. It's really quite exciting, I think. We're not quite there yet, but we're not too far off. There's the sheeting I was talking about. They've perhaps been doing, oh yeah, they are still doing a little bit of painting up there. So it's not quite ready yet, but we're into the final few weeks or even days. And then in front is the Globales Santa Lucia Hotel. So Shauna sent me another message counting down the weeks to coming. And the boats out there would have been bobbling around last week. It's all nice and calm today. Where do you fancy going for a coffee?
Anywhere we can find open.
We'll just go a little bit further down. I know, you know, Gelasius is probably open. And that way I could satisfy Jim.
Wow.
Well, Jim is always asking me about, this is Jim McDonald, always asking me about certain places. One of them, Pappy's, already covered, box ticked. But there's a few places down here where maybe I can tick another couple of boxes for you, Jim, and he loves to comment on my videos, and he also sometimes sets me some quiz questions which are really quite difficult. It's usually about Scottish history.
Bet you cheat.
Google's wonderful. So here's one, lots of lovely comments about the Three Brothers, people looking forward to coming back and sitting outside the Three Brothers having a nice cold Foster's, Guinness, but they also have San Miguel, Carling, John Smith's, Strongbow, Magnus. Oh, you've got the choice there, but not today because they're not open. And next to that, well, that was all changed. It's now the Arocco.
Never been there, have
And we still haven't, no, we've not tried that one yet. So maybe that's on the list for 2023. Cleaning up and getting ready at the Santa Lucia. You can see some empty cardboard boxes out at the back. And things are getting ready. There are still one or two shops open, but there we go. Not sure how open she is, or just maybe doing a little bit of stock checking. Here's the Happy Chinese. But I'm sure they'll be opening up later on. Lots of lovely things there. And we've got a terrace with beach view, which is just through that way.
Very quiet.
Just quiet. Time of the year, isn't it? Diana Beach Club. I can see on this side that well, that's Gelatius there is open, and actually there are chairs and tables outside Taylor's. I'm not sure. I don't remember seeing it open. Gelatius has been pretty much open all the time. Gelatius being the ice cream parlour, but I don't think we'll do ice creams today. But just to keep Jim happy, because Jim was asking about Monroe's, there you go. There's not going to be any karaoke tonight, Jim, but I'm sure when you eventually get back here, then Monroe's will be waiting for you, as will. I think the doors actually are open at Taylor's. They are indeed open.
You're here.
Yeah. Oh, she spotted somebody. Well, we stopped off at Gelatius. Last time we came here we had a really nice welcome, and we're having a coffee this time, so cheers everyone.
Cheers.
Thanks very much for watching, and we look forward to seeing you in our next video, wherever that may be. So bye for now.
Bye.
Bye.